Hey everyone, welcome to Quarter Mile Farm. So I am in our big shop right now. We have a 6-bay shop on our property here. Part of it is a wood shop over in this section here, and then we have some storage places over there. And the section that I'm in right now will actually be converted to a print shop, workshop for my husband. He's a photographer and he wants to do all kinds of printing and hold workshops here, that kind of stuff. And so it was the plan when we moved here to convert part of this into a bigger office for him. We made a smaller office when we first moved here out in the garage. But so we're at a point where he is going to start converting this into his workspace. And I have stuff in here that I need to get out so he can get to work. So over here you can see a cattle panel, and I have some herbs drying on here. I have some lemon balm here. I have some comfrey here, and then we have catnip back there. So I've got to do my part in cleaning this up. So today is the day this all comes down. So I'm just going to work on that right now. On the tarp here in the middle of the floor, I had piled up a bunch of catnip that we cut down, and we have so much. I don't even think that I'm gonna use this. So I'm just gonna drag it on the tarp and put it out in the compost pile. It's just too much to deal with. So anyway, I got all the other herbs down. They're in the boxes over there, and I'm going to take those in and process them and finish cleaning up in here. So I'm out here in our pasture. Behind you guys, a little ways, is our strawberry patch, just to kind of give you a feel for where we are in the field. So our other compost bin is quite full of stuff, and we've been talking about, we wanted to do more compost bins anyway. So we were thinking about where we wanted to put another one. And we want to put one out here somewhere. My dad has already made a pile over there, but that's not really where I want it. I want it to be kind of off to the edge more instead of right in the middle, because that's where all of our like lavender and berry bushes and all that kind of stuff is going to be. So I think right here might be a pretty good spot for one, so I'm going to just go ahead and dump the catnip here and just kind of start a new bin. Brent is eventually going to get more pallets out here and just make a new compost bin that looks kind of like our other one does. So let's get to that. I would just dump them all out, but some of them have some baling twine around them. I tried hanging them up to dry, and I just ended up leaving them out there, and they got turned brown by the sun, so it just wasn't a good experiment to dry these on such large stalks. I hung them on our fence around our backyard, and it was just not a good plan. Didn't work out. Okay, I need to go in and do a little bit more cleaning in there, and then I thought we'd go out and do some picking for the Every Bit Counts challenge. I think I know what I'm gonna do today, and we'll go check it out. I was just on my way back into the shop to start cleaning up, and I thought, well, I should probably get the sprinkler out here going on the cucumbers and the strawberries. And I started walking this way, and I looked down at the ground, and look what I found. It's another puffball. I think I'm just gonna leave that one though. The ones that I picked the other day are actually over there. I don't know if you can see the strawberries. The sunflowers or not. So there's my apple tree, and so it was right in there that I picked them. So nice to know that they're spreading around the property. Gonna have a lot of these around, hopefully. I also have out here some of the garlic that was growing out in our garden. These are ones that I missed harvesting last spring, last early summer, when I had that huge harvest. I had brought these out here to cure, so these can go inside now and use them for pickling and whatnot. So I'll get these put in here. And then I also have, and in fact I think I'll put these in first, I have some of the sunflowers that I harvested already to feed the chickens later this winter. So I'm going to go ahead, they're nice and dry, I'm going to go ahead and stick them in this box. And I need to harvest some more. There's a lot more out there that are nice dried heads, or they're dead flowers anyway and ready to be harvested. Okay. You can see on here some of the garlic bulbils. Tiny bulbs that grow on the flower head. So up here, this is what the scapes become on the garlic. When you let them grow out, at least on this particular variety, it becomes these little garlic bulbs, and then you take these and plant them. And then I think what generally happens is these small ones kind of grow into larger singular bulbs, and then you take those singular larger bulbs, plant them again, and then the next year you'll get a regular garlic big bulb with lots of different cloves on them. I'm not entirely sure that's what happens, but I read that that is how it works. Perhaps there's different varieties that do different things. I don't know. So I've actually harvested quite a few of these this year, and I'll be planting them this fall just as an experiment to see if that's what actually happens with these. And if so, we'll have a continual source of our own seed garlic where we don't have to try to track some down from anybody else. So I'm excited to try this. And this counter is a mess. So let's get this out of the way and clean that up. I'm gonna do a really good job of cleaning up here. Just dump it on the floor. Isn't that how you guys clean up? Don't you want me to come clean your house? You should see my house. No, really, let's not. Okay. Now, Brent said we need to move these things back, especially that desk is going to be in the way. So I'm just going to scoot these back a little bit. So this lawnmower is in the way. Right in the middle of the floor, huh? It's fine. You're stay. That's fine. No need to move. Okay, I'm done cleaning up in here. I cleaned up even my dirt that I tracked in. I haven't cleaned up some of Brent's dirt, so hopefully he'll be happy about that. Okay, so that's all for in here. Just after 2, so you know, starting to get to be the hottest part of the day. And now is when I want to go out and do some harvesting. Brilliant, just brilliant. Okay, well, let's get to it. I am down here in the back 40, which is what I call our back acre of property. And I came down here to pick some wild blackberries. We have some lining the sides of our property, and then we actually have some in various spots on our property too. And I was noticing about a week ago that they're starting to get ripe, so I came down here to get some, but I'm noticing I have some elderberry. You see them? Some elderberry that look ready to pick, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab, it's just a couple of heads right here, and they're in a spot where I can easily reach them, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab those too. Look good. I beat the birds to them. This bundle doesn't look as ripe. I think I'm still going to pick it though. I see another bundle up there. Yeah, these aren't as ripe. I probably should have left them. Oh well. Not as full of a bundle. And a little bundle here. So, because those seem to be ready, I know I have some more that might be accessible over there by the blackberries. So let's go over there and see if I can get some more. Because maybe I'll be picking elderberries instead of blackberries today. I only brought one little container. I don't have enough to carry these and blackberries. We'll see. I might have to come back down later. Whew, look at all the elderberry up there. That's a different kind of elderberry. It turns kind of whitish. Unfortunately, to get to it, I have to go through all these blackberries. So I need to get a ladder down here so I can pick those. However, right over there, there's some that are hanging down low that I can get. We definitely have a lot of elderberries here to pick. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these. And I'm looking at the blackberry situation, and honestly, there's really just a handful of blackberries on the other side of the field. I don't really see many to pick on this side right now, but our fence line is actually about 4 feet that way. That's how much these blackberries are hanging over onto our property. So we need to get down here and trim these back. Not only have to watch where I'm reaching with my arms, but down below there's all kinds of brambles down there too. So I'm gonna end up with some scratches on my arms and legs if I'm not careful. these right here need to ripen some more. They're not quite ready, and I think the ones higher up there still need to ripen as well. But I'm just looking at all of these over here. I'm gonna try to reach them. I definitely can't reach those without getting a ladder because all the blackberry brambles. So I'll try to reach a few more of those, but otherwise my little teeny tiny bucket is full, so I'll head back up to the house after I try to pick those other few berries. But man, this tree is just loaded with them all the way up. Pretty cool. So I think there's enough berries for me to come back on another day and pick some, but this little handful that I have right now I think I'll enjoy while I stand in the creek down here and cool off a little bit. Ooh, that's refreshing. I love our little creek back here. Just kind of crosses just a little itty bitty corner of our property here. It's not the same creek that we have water rights from at the front of the property. It's a different creek. Big Spring Creek is what this is called. These blackberries are good. Wow, speaking of blackberries, there's quite a few over there. That's a little corner of land between our fence lines and the creek. Eventually I want to clear that out and put like a little fort for the boys. Who knows if it'll happen before they leave the house, but you know, we have 10 plus years to make it happen, I guess. Anyway, kind of nice. There weren't as many blackberries as I was hoping, but I did get the elderberries. So I'll go figure out what to do with those, put them up somehow. I'd like to make probably just an elderberry syrup out of them to have on hand for sick times. So, these blackberries are so good. There's just something about the wild blackberries that are, I don't know, they're different than the tame blackberries you grow in your garden. So good. All right. Now that I cooled off a little bit in the creek here, I'll head back up. That's one thing about our property from here to the house is there's not a lot of shade, which that's why I'm glad, another reason I'm glad that I am planting a food forest, because in a couple years there'll be plenty of shade between here and there. So I'll be glad for that. It'll make the trek down here to the lower pasture a lot cooler come these hot summer days. Just a quick stop by the Italian prune tree on our way back up to the house. And you can see. Okay, so my battery died while we were looking at the prune tree. I meant to say that it's only going to be probably 2 or 3 weeks until those prunes are ready, and I'm already excited for that. More plum jam and dried prunes. Those are so good. So good. All right, so I went down looking for blackberries, found only a few, but instead I found the elderberries. So for today's Every Bit Counts challenge, I have all of these elderberries, and look how much I got. So many. I'm about to weigh them to see the amount that I got, the weight of them. And then I had mentioned I might do elderberry syrup with them. I probably still will, but in the future. I am going to dehydrate them, and then this winter I can make elderberry syrup as needed. So first I'm going to weigh this. Oops. Okay. So we have 1 pound of elderberries. Nice. And there's so many more out there to pick. So 1 pound. All right. So I have here a tray for my Excalibur dehydrator. Looks like that. And then I had bought these extra flat trays to put on it so that I can make fruit leather with them. They've got lips on them like that. And it's going to work great for the berries too, because otherwise the holes on this are just quite small enough or quite large enough that I think the berries, once they're dried especially, would just fall right through. So I'm going to add this tray onto there to keep the berries from falling through. And this might take a second tray. This one is pretty full already. I'd rather have the berries in a single layer. So yeah, I'm gonna have to grab a second tray here. Alright, it's getting a bit dark out, so I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up and stick them in the dehydrator. Alright, so that'll do it for today on Quarter Mile Farm. Thanks for joining us. We're glad to have you around, and we will see you next time. Bye.